Don't have to worry about if you took it, all you have to do is make it a little bit longer. And once we go through the first wave kills the nanotechnology. And that should be happening later this year. So also, even if you yourself didn't get quite to the level of Christ-like healing powers, many people will have those healing powers. And so once we go through this first wave, this reading we're going to read today talks about, again, the Yeruel reading. Some people will have those ascended Christ-like abilities, and they're going to be very busy going around and healing everybody. So if you have damage from something that you took, they can heal all that damage. They can heal anything that's in your blood. They can heal anything in your organs. Anything that's wrong with you, they will be able to reverse it. We're not going to need med beds. We're going to be able to do it hands-on. Because again, we are going to transform into people who are like the great saints, sages, mystics, and teachers of yore. That's where we're all going here, folks. It's an incredibly exciting future. So yes, it's not as if everybody that made the mistake is doomed. There are many, many people who made the mistake and are going to be just fine. And I'm going to be one of those people going around doing healings. And I expect that alone is going to make me very, very busy. But again, part of what we see is that there's nanotech that seems to give you a MAC address similar to an IP address. And it will change the MAC address. This is all discussed in Book 7 of Michael Prophecies, way beyond the scope of what I can get into here. But yes, there appear to be little microprocessors that people got, and it's not very complex. It's basically like tagging you like a cow, and chattel, again, treating you like a slave, like you got a tag in your ear. David, is Jack Sarfati ever took a Wilcock? Actually, I don't know here. I think that's probably somebody we can safely say, yeah, bye-bye. So anyway, that's a pornographic remark. The trolls are now deciding to donate $2 in order to try to get my attention. So, yeah, we do have people who are very bitter about this. They like the negative, and they don't want their reptilian friends to starve. I'm happy to serve in any capacity that they want me to do. And I am literally helping to bring in the Christ consciousness to Earth, to bring in these angelic ETs, which of course that's all low-hanging fruit for trolls. But actually it's funny because he mentioned that. I did meet with Jack Sarfati in person, and he was highly impressed with my research. So it wasn't anything sexual like he was implying by making a joke out of my name, but yes, I did meet with Jack Sarfati, and he was very interested in my take on sacred geometry and physics. And I think that what I'm doing is unparalleled. There's nobody else doing this. That's why I get so much opposition. That opposition, again, includes the subpoena. They're demanding more and more. At the same time, my attorney has had ongoing horrific negative pleading. It has greatly delayed my ability to respond. My attorney's mother, I assume she's deathly ill. She's been in the emergency room, I guess, since Thursday or Friday. So we haven't been able to respond yet. We have not yet filed our motion to quash, but we still might. I already talked about all this stuff. This coming Tuesday is a mandatory hearing in Congress. Everybody has to go whether they want to or not. This person is called Jack Straw, calling it the Great Revealing, using my title from last week. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. He announced he will be addressing joint Congress. Every member is told their presence is mandatory. Why is this so interesting? Because in 1788, the Confederation Congress set the day March 4th for our new government under the Constitution to begin operating. It is the anniversary of our first Congress, and this is absolutely a new government. So if everybody has to go, I am ready for anything. Maybe, and again, all we have to do is wait 2 days. So I hope it isn't a letdown, but let's find out. I'm really excited about this one. I don't know if everybody caught this one. So if you guys want to get excited about it, feel free. It's very, very happy for me. They're just going to have a really hard time with being sexual, which has also been my case. As I said last weekend, I don't want to go in all the detail because it's traumatic, but my relationships have not really been physical. Most of the time, it's just a short amount of time, and then I start to have difficulty. And it doesn't make it, fun to have a relationship, because I just got overwhelmed. I mean, with my first girlfriend, the first time I made out with my first girlfriend in college, she was Japanese. I started to feel sick, and I was very much in love with her. I thought she was beautiful. My heart was open to her, but as soon as I started getting physical, I felt like I was going to throw up. I had a very, very hard time with the whole process, and that has unfortunately been consistent. I have to feel very safe I have to feel very, stable. I can't just do it. It's gotta be like, it's gotta all be right, and I hope that I've healed enough from this that in the future it'll be different, but that's the way it's always been. And it's probably why people didn't stick around either. I mean, because Calabasas has a landfill, and there's a level 1 and there's a level 2. Level 2 has a double reinforced bottom, so that if you dump anything in there that's toxic, that it won't leach into the groundwater, and it won't reintroduce into nature. It's gotta be basically hermetically sealing toxic materials. But a level 1, like the one that we have in this particular city again, doesn't have that. You can have rainfall on it, the toxins go into the groundwater, and then you pump the groundwater into your house, and if you wash your hands in the sink, if you take a shower, if you drink the water, then you're getting highly toxic material. And this was actually decided by a judge. Nope, we're dumping it in there and there's nothing you all peons can do about it. Then when I got to college, I threw up from alcohol and my entire suite was laughing at me as I was not only vomiting into the toilet, but soiling myself at the same time. And I pledged that I would never throw up again, and I never did. I guess it was a PTSD thing. So I didn't throw up again until Tuesday. Somehow I've had this mind, I had martial arts training in high school, so I had mind over matter, and I could force myself to send it out the back end, I'm trying to be very discreet here. But I forced myself to not ever throw up. So once I actually did throw up, I realized, it's a lot less bad than when you're a kid. As long as you do it into a sink with a disposal or a toilet, you can get rid of the smell really fast. You get rid of the taste really fast with water. It's actually not that bad. I don't know why I was so afraid of this. It felt very natural and healing. But it also very, very strongly brought up these parallel life memories. It appears in these parallel life memories that I was profoundly abused, that this abuse was sexual in nature as well as ritual in nature. So I've been through all this stuff that I'm out there speaking out about, and that's probably something that sets me apart from most of the other people exposing this. I was brought into this group. I was suffering through black magic, ritual abuse, bloodletting ceremonies, all this kind of stuff I personally endured. Plus, it appears that I was actually being killed and resurrected as well, because we find out that one of the technologies they have off of the ships allows you to even be beheaded, and you put the head next to the body and you zap the person with this beam, and the head will grow back onto the body, and then you come back to life and you reincarnate into your body, and that can create an alternative personality. Vincent Mellon, fan since '06. Well, actually, we will say no to that, so thank you anyway. We already know what's going on here. We are being trolled unimaginably seriously right now. And that was obviously another example of this. Stephen and his little band of friends are very, very, very active right now. So anyway, thank you anyway, and thank you for the money, even though we know who you are. It's nice to get a little bit money back from the guy who's been stealing my money. So anyway, yes, this is very personal for me. I want to see these people free because I had no control over this. I never made a choice. I never said, I want to do this. I was dragged into it. I was abducted, either by car or by UFO, which again, we're going to learn in the future. This stuff is very real. I was put through horrendous torture, including executions, to create alternative personalities and all this kind of stuff. But then they would bring me back into my body, and when I would get spliced back in, I'd have a very intense fever, which might again have been from the result of them drugging me. And I had all these dreams, and then when I would take psychedelic drugs, I would start drawing things that almost always indicated ritual abuse.